Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Willie, and this is the encouraging word for today. What is the secret to having victory in your life? Everybody would love to know the formula, the steps, what you have to do to have victory in your life, whatever that victory is defined as. And 2 Samuel chapter 8 is entitled in my Bible, David's victories. David's victories. Now understand that there's many chapters before that brought David to this point where he's now having victories. He's been building his perseverance, building his character through the things that he suffered. He's been building his relationship with God. So you don't jump into chapter 8. You have to go through 1 Samuel and the first 7 chapters of 2 Samuel to get to the victory chapter. That's the first thing to remember. So this chapter is entitled David's Victories. We like to read the last chapter, the victory chapter. Let me skip to that and see what do I have to do to have victory. And when we read it, it's one battle after another, and David and his army are victorious, one after another, against all attacks, against all enemies. They defeat the Philistines, the Moabites, Zobah, the Armenians, and Damascus, Hamath, and country after country. What was their secret? Yes, David was a good warrior. Yes, the army was like a machine, a finely tuned machine, just coming into their prime. But there are 3 sentences, not even full verses, that are buried into the chapter that explain clearly what the secret of victory in life is. Listen to 2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 6, then verse 11, then verse 14. This is what it says. Verse 6. The Lord gave David victory wherever he went. King David, this is 11, King David dedicated these articles to the Lord, as he had done with the silver and gold from all the nations he had subdued. The final verse, verse 14, repeating again, the Lord gave David victory wherever he went. God gave David victory. And David knew that. He had learned that the hard way, that victory comes from God. And David knew that so well that he dedicated the tribute. He dedicated the plunder, so to speak, to God. Now, the practice for victorious armies at that time was to take plunder, or if they subdued an enemy, they would have the enemy give them tribute. And that was for them. That's how they made money. That's how they got rich. But David dedicated it to the Lord. He dedicated it. He didn't enrich himself, but he dedicated it to the Lord. He recognized that the victory he had didn't come from him, but came from the Lord. And he was grateful for that. God was with him. God was giving him victory. It's like the basketball player who shoots right at the end of the game and the ball goes in and they win the championship, and then the player points up to heaven, to God, and maybe acknowledges in an interview that God gave them the victory. Victory comes from the Lord. Psalm number 3, verse 8 says, victory comes from you, O Lord. So what's the secret? God's preparing you for the victory throughout your life. Secret number 1, rely on God. Number 2, trust in God. Acknowledge God when the victory comes. That's the secret. So I hope you walk in victory and get to that place that David arrived at. God bless you.